on RISmedia's ACE. Michigan, you can reach us at acesupport@rismedia.com or the help area that you're going to see in just one moment. In today's presentation, I really want to cover a couple of top items. First is, what is RISmedia's ACE and why you want to be using it? And second, we're actually going to dive into an actual ACE account that's set up exactly like one of your accounts for Southeast Michigan, and we'll show you how easy it is to get started and then posting to your social media sites. So what is RISmedia's ACE? Well, ACE is an acronym. It stands for Automated Content Engagement. And really the idea behind it is that it will automatically deliver content to your social media sites. Right now we work with Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Interested in doing these things. So let's face it, a lot of the eyeballs these days are going towards social media. Some of the stats are pretty convincing. There's over 1.65 billion Facebook users. I'm sure you've seen some stats like this before. 76% of Americans use social media. Over 18 minutes is the average time spent on social media per day per user. 30% of online time. Okay, so the bottom line is the eyeballs now are going towards social media. So when we think of our traditional means of advertising that we had from years ago, now actually where your clients' eyeballs are going, and a lot of them are spending their time on social media. Here, social is also exponential. The average real estate agent has over 155 Facebook followers. So when you start thinking about some advertising or exposure, think about that. If you had 155 followers, and for example, if you were doing 30 ACE posts a month, okay, and actually that number is going to change, but that's going to equal to 4,650 chances per month of eyeballs. Now that's only if you're only posting to one social media site. As I said, ACE right now can post to Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And when it comes to Facebook, as we'll see, it can not only post to your Facebook profile, but it can post to your Facebook page. And some of you I know have Facebook pages. You might have multiple pages. So that number of 30 posts per day, you could really make that 3 or 4 times that if we're talking about now also posting to your LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as any Facebook pages. So that number can go up quite high. And one of our impetuses for developing ACE, well, 95% of real estate brokers believe that social media is a high priority, but only 32% spend time on it. All right, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but we put out what we call our Power Broker ranking every year, and that's a ranking of the top brokers in the country. And from that poll we did, we found that only 10% of RISmedia's Power Brokers actually update their Facebook page regularly. And those folks who were updating their Facebook pages or any social media pages, a lot of them tend to be just purely about listings and perhaps new hire announcements, things like that, which is all fantastic. But sometimes your audience is looking for something more. They just don't want to come to your page and see something about listings. That might not actually create that engagement that you're looking for. And one other thing that you have to be aware about if you are doing any sharing, is that you might be sharing a story from a news site. Maybe you saw an interesting story about real estate, etc., and you're sharing that. But what's happening is you share that's how you're driving your audience to a different page. Maybe you're driving them to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, Yahoo Finance, or some real estate story that you saw, where they also have the potential of seeing another ad, but they've also lost all branding to you. And when we think about what you have to do to keep your social media sites up to date, scour the web, look for what is of interest to you. You want to read that article to make sure that the is relevant. It's the manual steps of logging in, copying the link, pasting it into your social media site, and then actually posting it. So that kind of became a manual process that we knew that a lot of realtors were not necessarily interested in doing every day. I know some folks even hired an assistant to do things like that. And that's kind of where ACE started to come about. But who's ACE from RISmedia? Well, if you don't know RISmedia, let me give you some background. We've been around for over 35 years. We started with our flagship, the award-winning real estate magazine, And to produce and write real estate news daily, we actually send over 450,000 subscribers every day, real estate news. The point is that we're very well known in the industry for writing high quality real estate. And when we talk about ACE, one of the big factors that you'll see with it is the idea that these stories can be branded to you. So, for example, on the left-hand side, we're seeing a picture of bankrate.com. So if I was to share this story from a news site such as Bankrate, that's all good and well. But what happens is my followers are going to land on that Bankrate page, and they've lost all branding to me. And there's also the potential of them seeing a competing ad. On the right-hand side, for example, is an example of an RISMedia ACE branded page where that page is now branded to the agent. Okay, competitive ads, agent's information, headshot, etc. It gives you processes using Facebook as an example. Okay, RISMedia's ACE, as you'll see in a moment, we can either post automatically or even manually for you. But regardless, on the left-hand side, we're going to post a story for you. And when your friends and followers come to Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, in this case, we're looking at Facebook. I click on the Facebook. I land on this Facebook page. I'm checking out my friend Marie's page here, and then I want to read more about this story. So I click the story and area. That's my actual landing page. So instead of me landing on the Wall Street Journal or Bankrate or whatever major news site that you shared a story from, you're landing on a page and it's branded to you. So that's one of the big advantages. We've got links to your listings, links to your website, your contact information, etc. Now, the idea behind ACE is that we're going to post this content for you, but I do want you to know that we're going to kind of mix it up. So you're going to day period. This is a sample schedule. You might get, for example, 17 articles and 4 infographics, maybe 4 videos, some Q&As, a monthly survey. But the point is that we're going to take our content and we're going to kind of mix it up for you. And one other question that also comes about, especially with an organization the size of RISMedia, is we're also going to randomize this content. So although you might be getting an article today posted to your social media site, your colleague or your coworker at Southeastern Michigan, they might be getting a completely different story or a different video or a different infographic, etc. Okay, so we system so that your neighbor is not necessarily posting the exact same thing that you are. 3 different, like on the left-hand side in the middle panel, that gives you an idea of what a branded page to infographics might look like. And on the right-hand side is an idea of what a video page might look like. Again, all of these remain branded to you. And it's real easy to get started with ACE. And we're going to take a look at that in just one moment. Option for you to connect to your social media accounts. And what I do want to enforce is connection actually takes place on your social media site. Now, one question we get is, hey, do you know my social media passwords or anything like that? No, we don't. The answer is ACE is very secure. All of that stuff actually takes place on the social media system itself. So as you'll see in a moment, when you log into Facebook, book widget, if you will, that's taking your Facebook username and password. It's not RISMedia. So this is very secure. And these steps that we're going to show you in a moment to set up the account, yeah, it might have to go through a few steps to actually get it created, but you only have to do it once. It's really pretty easy, and it's kind of, after that, it becomes a set it and forget it. And the bottom line is you're always in charge, so you can always change any of this or delete the connection altogether. For those of you that are not even interested in doing this automatically, you can also use ACE to manually post and still keep the stories branded to you. All right. We have, especially when using at the Facebook profile and pages, is that we have the option to actually decide whether I want to post to my profile and pages. So you're going to see this through the Facebook login. Have a question about, wait a minute, am I posting to my profile or my pages, etc. All right. On your behalf, you will get an email alert to let you know what article or video or infographic we posted for you and where we posted it. And some of the other ACE benefits that I mentioned is that you have access to what we call exclusive content. Exclusive content is is only available to ACE members. We don't publicize it on RISMedia, so you'll have a library, if you will, of content that you can go to, and it'll be unique content that only you have access to. There's also the option to post content from RISmedia.com. Okay, story on RISMedia, you can go to RISMedia.com and post that story. For example, last week there was the interest rates, so we can do that. All right. So I'd let everybody on this call, you should have received an ACE welcome email. All right. It's going to look something like this. It will have a link where you can click to reset your password. Okay, like this, where I could enter my password. If you did not receive that welcome email, or if you lost that welcome email, etc., please go to rismedia.com, click on the ACE login button top right, and go to the forgot password area and enter in your email address. Now, the email address is most likely your Remax email address. It was supplied to us by Southeastern Michigan, so it's probably your professional email address that you use. So you just put that in the forgot password area, and a new email will be sent out to you where you can actually get in to log into your account. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of this, and I'm going to go to an actual ACE account. So, for example, let's just probably this area dashboard. Okay, and this kind of gives you a breakdown of sold to you in ACE. Okay, but what you really do is you want to go to the My Account profile area. All right, have a lot of this already filled out for you. All right, so some of the fields are actually locked down, so you won't actually be able to even to change some of those things. But what you really want to do in here, all you really need to do, for example, upload a picture. And this is something I'm sure we've all done before, especially if you're already using social media. You've seen tools like this before. I'm just going to kind of browse to my profile picture, find my profile picture. By the way, square profile pictures do work the best, but you'll notice that there is a cropping tool. All right, so perhaps you'll see like kind of a cropping box that'll be available to you if your picture is not a square, so you can use that tool to actually crop the area that you want, and you simply click Save Image. And now my picture is uploaded. Again, we will have already imported some things like your primary logo, your office address, your company website, things like that. But there are some fields that might be available to you to modify. For example, maybe I want to put in my my cell phone number. Okay. My listings. Okay. So I'll fill in some of the fields that I like to. I can click Submit Update to actually steps. Let me just go back to my account profile and take a look at this. So now I've got a lot of these fields filled out. So very easy. I can click this link here to kind of preview it. I can take a look and see what I've got so far. Okay, that's great. Again, if I want to change anything, I just come back to this My Account profile area and make any changes. Then the next step is really just to go over to the social network setup area. Now, one key thing about the social network setup is before you actually start connecting to Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, etc., what we strongly advise is that you actually log out of your social media accounts. Now, to log out of a social media account, we do need you to actually go to a page. So actually go to facebook.com. Okay, so if you go to facebook.com and you see your stuff, that means you're actually logged in. So what you want to do is you want to log out first. So I'm going to click log out. Okay, so now I am logged out of Facebook, and that's real important, and it helps to get a good connection to ACE. Okay, I'm on the social network setup area. Say I wanted to connect to my Facebook account. I'm going to click the add button here. I can give my connection a name. This is for your reference only. Nobody else sees this. I'm just going to call it something simple. I'm going to call it my Facebook connection, something like that. Okay. To select some of my posting schedule. So we'll activate this account. Yes, I want this account to be active. I want to post. Do I want to post daily? Sure. In this case, I do. If I wanted to, I have the option to post 3 days a week. Those 3 days are Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. I could do 1 day a week, which is simply Friday. I'm posting all together. And able to post. Bonus posts, that's something, for example, like maybe a holiday or something like that, like a Valentine's Day. We sent out a bonus post. So this is a post that will go out in addition to other posts about real estate and lifestyle that we've got going out. If you don't want to get those, you can just uncheck this box. And the send auto post email notifications, again, that was that email I showed earlier where you can, we send a post out. So a question just came in and said, can you have posts published at a certain time of day? No, right now, RISMedia does post at prime time. So right now, for example, prime time for Facebook is about 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's the area, about the time that we aim to post. You'll start seeing your posts usually between 4. We'll try to start posting on your behalf, aiming for that 3 o'clock time. So it's usually late in the afternoon that you'll get an email back from us alerting you that we've actually posted for you. So I've made my selections here. I'm going to click Create Connection, and what's going to happen is I'm actually going to get a login. So I'm going to have to log into my Facebook account. And again, this is taking place on Facebook. So it's all and that is not taking place in RISMedia. We don't know this stuff. Now, Facebook is going to prompt me for a couple things. It's basically asking me to grant ACE permission to post on your behalf. So that you're going to have to see these steps. Now, this is really important. If you don't see these steps, it probably means that you are not actually logged out of Facebook, because it's really important that you see each of these steps that I'm going to show here. If you don't see this panel, it probably means that you weren't actually logged out of Facebook. So I'm just going to click Continue here. It's going to ask me, who should see this, friends, public, etc. Well, I'm going to be posting this to my Facebook page. I'm going to make this public. I want it to post to my so the whole world can see this. Incidentally, you can modify all of this stuff later on in ACE or through Facebook itself. So I'm going to say OK here. I'm just going to say OK, because what's going to happen is going to return me back to ACE, where I can actually decide which pages or profiles to post to. So just basically say OK to everything here. And it's somewhat of a leap of faith, but once you do that, you're going to be returned to ACE, okay? And this is where you can actually decide where you want to post to. For example, I might say, well, do I want it to post to my Facebook profile? Well, typically my Facebook profile, that's something I share with friends and family, and I might not want to be posting to that page. You can if you want to, but entirely up to you. Page, okay? So maybe I want to be posting simply to this page. Now, a lot of you might be members of different groups. You might be a member of a book club or something like that. So you might see your Facebook book club page. And do I want to be posting to that? No, not necessarily. I just want to be posting to my real estate page. So I select whatever page I want. I click Update. And essentially I'll get this confirmation that this is done. And if I return to the social network setup page, what you'll notice is that blue button has now turned green. Okay, so this tells me that my Facebook connection is on and I am ready. And what will happen, it's early morning right now, it's 10:30 in the morning, so I'm well before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So most likely to my Facebook account later this afternoon, to my Facebook page. If I had done this later in the day, in other words, if I had missed that schedule when ACE auto posts, then I might not have the option to get a post today. I might have to wait 24 hours. Okay, or you can manually share content anytime you want to. So there's a couple of share content from. There is this ACE exclusive content area up on the top right where you'll see ACE exclusive articles. Okay, so these are things that we do not, again, promote on RISMedia.com, but you can come over here and you can manually share these stories. Okay, you'll notice that since you're logged into ACE, you'll see kind of this light blue bar, and you'll see this offer right here, and I'll see like this Facebook link right here. So I could actually click this, and it's going to take me through a step over here, and I can either make my I thought this was interesting, etc. Default down below to selecting the social media page that I had selected before, but I can certainly select any other pages if I wanted to. Okay. I just want to make sure that brand, that post is on. It will be on by default, and I can click share on Facebook. In a couple minutes, this story is going to appear manually on my Facebook page. So even though I've got this set up for automatic, I can come into ACE anytime I want to, and I can still manually share a story. Right? I'll go to rismedia.com, and that's available One quick way to get to it is just click the RISMedia logo on the top left. I can click on that. I'll get over to RISMedia and say there was a story that I was very interested in sharing. I can do that by either kind of perusing what we have on our front page today. I can also use this up here and example, I can type in like interest rates or something like that, and I can find a story on, and if I wanted to, I could, that story, I just look for this light blue ACE branded page. This light blue ACE branded band, will appear whenever I'm logged into ACE, and I know that I'm logged into ACE because I see this kind of darker blue band up at the top here. All right, so that's how I manually share anything. So we wanted to go over today. Again, most of you have received your welcome email. If for some reason you did not receive your welcome email, you might want to talk to your office manager about that and perhaps have them reach out to the RE/MAX Southeastern Michigan Regional Office to make sure that you're on the roster. Happen to miss your welcome email, what I strongly advise you to do is go to the ACE login area and just use the forgot password form. So just go up here, enter in your email, and a new pass will be sent out to you. Because most of you should be in the roster by now. And really 2 steps. Once you get logged in, go to your profile area, complete the profile, typically by uploading your profile picture and adding your cell phone number is really the 2 main things that you want to do. After you do that, go to the social network setup area, connect to one of your social media sites, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Again, be strongly advised that you log out of those social media sites before you actually log in. And that's that with RISmedia's ACE. And if anybody has any questions, ACE help area right up here. This is important. There's a getting started area, which if you're new to ACE, I strongly recommend going to. We do link to it in our welcome email, but we've got a couple things here. We've got a video that will walk you through pretty much everything I just talked about right now, how to set up your profile area. There's another video that will walk you through how to link to social media sites, including Facebook. If you prefer to get it in a PDF form, you can get this PDF and you can just download it, and this will walk you through through everything. So this is kind of a hard copy, or if you want to keep on your computer. If you do have any other questions about ACE, go to this ACE help area, and you can come down here to the submit a request form, and you could send us a ticket, and your ACE support team will answer that question for you. Questions that we have coming in right now, by all means, if you have any questions, either write us at ACE support or again use this ACE help submit request area. And I thank you all very much for taking your time this morning. I'm sorry we got off